Morning YouTube, Mr. Mo here. What I've got for you today actually is a Cadac Safari Chef 30. Now this video is not my normal thing. Normally I'm doing bug out bags, small survival kits, etc. That said, for those who watched my video last week, you'll know over the last couple of years I've had cancer, so I've not been able to do as much camping as I would really like to do, and I've been forced to do some out at the back of a vehicle. This is where this product was introduced to me by a friend, Pete and Lynn, who are currently sunning it up in Spain, lucky buggers. They have the big one. It comes in all different sizes. They've actually got, I think it's the Cadac 50 they have, and it has legs and things like that on it. But I had a look and I prefer this one, just purely for the portability. And I would like to show this up today because when I was on YouTube trying to do some research, I had some questions that I couldn't find the answers to. So hopefully I can bring that to you today and answer those questions. We're actually going to cook some breakfast this morning here in sunny Scotland. Not, but it is a beautiful location. I'm going to make some breakfast, and then towards the end I'm going to have a little chat about some of the people who commented on my video last week, and also tell you what's coming up in the future videos. There's quite a lot there, quite a lot of activity I'd like to do, so let me crack on and I'll introduce you to this Cadac. So like I said, this is the Safari Chef 30. Now if you search YouTube, there's a lot of ones that are saying Safari Chef 2 and so on, and I was getting a little bit confused as to, well, which one's which. And what they've done now is they've basically simplified it, and I do like the idea behind it. Is what they're doing now is this one's a 30, you get a 40, and you also get a 50. And all it means really is that when you go online to search for the accessories for those items, you basically just search whichever one you're looking for. So for example, if you have the Safari Chef 30, you go online, you're looking for the 30 pizza stone, the pot, so on and so forth. So it's really just a way of simplifying it. Some of the other questions that I was asked was, what's the difference between the Pro version and the normal version, and I'll point that out to you as we go through. And then there is high pressure and low pressure variants on them. I went for the low pressure because if you buy the low pressure variant, you can then buy some kind of adapter, and then that then switches it over to enable you to use this type of gas canister here. If you buy the high pressure variant, you can't do it. You're stuck with just the high pressure. You can't convert it, or at least at the moment, to the best of my knowledge. I like the idea of it being completely sort of to both. If you're going to spend that kind of money, you want it to cover all bases basically. So I went for the low pressure version, and then I bought the different things to swap it over, and you'll see them as we go on. So it does come in this really nice carry case, and in the top here, when you open it up, there is a separate lid. Oh, excuse me. There's a separate lid and a separate compartment. When you open the zip here, it comes with, this is the grill plate. This is what we're going to be using today for our breakfast, and it comes with the grill plate. Now I tried this the other day. I've only used this a few times, and so far I'm really impressed with it. And probably asking now why am I even doing this? But there is an argument to have something like this in the back of your vehicle, especially if you go out and practice all these bushcraft and survival skills. It's really reassuring to know that, if you go out in the woods at night and it all goes pear-shaped, you can come back to your vehicle and you can quickly rustle up something really nice to eat. A pizza stone, so this doesn't come with it. I bought this separately. This pizza stone is actually 25 centimeters because unlike the 30 centimeter plates, these have little tabs that sit on a ledge, whereas the pizza stone here just sits on the grill, and I'll point that out to you when it comes. Now the difference between the Pro version and the not Pro version is this. That's all it is. It's a lid. with the Pro version, I think it was about £15 or £16 more here in the UK, and you simply get a lid. That's the only difference. So the pizza stone was additional. Picked that up for about £19 on Amazon, and then the lid comes with the Pro version. But everything else that's here comes as standard, apart from the stuff I've got inside, which is just some stuff that's going to help me with my breakfast this morning. So I'll put that out. In fact, I'll put it down there for the moment, and then I'll carry on. So this here is the adapter that you need to convert the low pressure version across to the high pressure version. Okay, now one of the things that happened to me, and I'm not sure if I've just got it wrong, I certainly couldn't find any with the quick release valve. The new version of this Cadac comes with a quick release valve. When I bought this attachment, it came with the bolt that basically sticks on to the bottom of the Cadac, and you have to tighten it up. So when I bought this, I had to swap it over. It's no big deal. The Cadac itself does come with the quick release valve, so it's not an additional purchase that you need to buy. You just have to cut the old one off and attach that to the hose. Now, there may be something out there with these regulators with the quick release valve on them, but I certainly haven't seen them, and I'm quite happy to do that. It's not a big deal. It just requires a little bit of free up liquid and a bit of brute force to push that into the hose and seal it with a Jubilee clip. Other things in the Cadac is the pot. So again, that's the pot that sits on top, and that is the lid. Again, the lid comes with the Pro version, but the pot comes with the standard. It has a gas burner ring, so that can simply sit on top. And again, as I said earlier, when you buy the pizza plate just sits on top of that for your pizzas. Inside we have a windshield, and it's also a pan that can collect the fat if you're using the grill plate. I'll put that down there at the moment. So this is the main unit itself. On the bottom you have legs that basically fold out in the correct manner. They are numbered 1, 2 and 3, and you can see here, this is on this version, this is the quick release valve, which simply clicks onto there with a click. Okay, so let's get this up and running. I screw this on. It's very, very windy today here, which is, I must admit, I've never known the wind to be so bad at this time of year. It's quite frightening actually. So anyway, I digress. This Cadac here's now connected to the high pressure system. Again, for those who have the low pressure system, it can also be connected to the slightly bigger color gas canisters, or again a direct hookup to caravans, etc. Once you have that, you simply place the windshield on top. That's going to keep some of the wind off, and it'll actually be a very good test today. And then inside there you place the ring. So this ring is standard. You can put this on. I'll put some photos up because I'm aware you might not be able to see down on this. And again, it's going to be a kind of video of two halves. So I'm going to fire this up, do the review, then I'm going to cook some breakfast, and then we're going to sit down and have a little chat about what's happening in the channel coming up. So I'll put loads of pictures and things like that up, but today, like I said, we're not going to be using this for the kettle or the pizza plate. What we're going to do today is use the grill plate, like so. And it just sits on inside there. There is actually 3 little tabs that it can sit on. The next thing you need to do is fire this up, turn that on, and of course it comes, let me walk around the front here, it comes with its own ignition system. So when you turn it on, there we go, definitely on now. and it's on full pelt. So pop that in. It's not going to take too long to heat up at all. You won't be able to hear that, but it's working a treat. So in this configuration, that would be how we would cook a breakfast. If indeed I was going to be cooking something else, perhaps a curry or a stew or something like that, you can take this grill plate off, sit that in there, and then put the lid on, and that gives you your pan. You would of course be using that. If you are using the grill plate, you would still use the windshield, but what they recommend is you pour some water into the windshield, and then that way any fat that comes off this grill plate, if you're cooking steaks or burgers or whatever, congeals, and then it makes it a lot easier for you to clean. I'm not going to be using any of that today, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to quickly put it away to give myself some room here, like so. I'll put that on there. There we go. Bring that back, and then let's bring out the breakfast. It's actually really quite good. Since I've got this, my wife has actually started to come camping with me now, because she can get a cooked breakfast in the morning. So what I'm going to do is immediately after this review, if anyone wants a cheap Cadac, it's going to be on eBay. I'm only joking. So lots of different food now. Depending on how you use this Cadac, it is a decent size. It is very much a decent size, and I'm going to try and cram. I have John with me today, and John's dog, Mika. Last week I actually was calling her dog, which is a bit of a shame. Her name is Mika. And yeah, there you go. I guess so. And she's a dafty. So that's really warm now, I can feel that. So, sausages. Hopefully you can hear the sausages are sizzling. Now I've not pre-cooked anything. It is, like I said, when you do this, the reason why I really like this actually is because I tell people to go out and try their emergency bug out bag, etc, and that's absolutely brilliant. That's what we want to do. But don't forget, when you're in that situation and you're doing it, you should have someone with you who's not practicing with you. Now they say practice makes perfect, but there's no such thing as perfection. What you do is you go out and you practice and you learn from your mistakes. So if you are in a situation where you regularly practice bushcraft, then it is really good and reassuring to know that if you go out and try these things, it's essential that you can come back and you can have something to eat, or even indeed as a reward in the morning. So you've been out, you've done all your stuff, everything's fantastic, and then this is just yourself getting a little reward. And of course, breakfast needs bacon. So you can see here, I'm just going to put that amount on now. It's already cooking up very well. I'll put that on the side, but we do have eggs and mushrooms, so I'm going to cook that down a little bit. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut at this point, and when I come back to you, I'm going to reposition the camera so you can actually see what's going on top of here, because I'm not sure how clear that would be. So if you just give me 2 minutes guys, I shall see you in a bit. Okay, so you can see everything here, oh that's lovely, is starting to cook and brown nicely. Excuse the fingers. I bought a pair of these silicone tongs, which is about as much use as an ashtray on a motorbike. There we go. You can, I mean, well, obviously you can see it and hear it. I'm actually not sure. So again, like I said, this is perfect for one person, and of course it will do 2 people. But you know, if you're going for the full Scottish Monty, it's can be a bit of a challenge throwing everything on there, but we won't let that deter us. The table here is on a slight angle, so it tends everything, the fat, it's tending to run off to that side. So what may be an idea is just to do a little bit of a sausage shuffle and get that round into the fat where it'll cook better. There we go. And the beauty of this is, once you feel that something's cooked, you can simply set it off and then quickly rearrange it and heat it up. Another thing I had this morning, and actually I'm going to say I did actually pre-cook these because I couldn't find them yesterday. These are hash browns. I couldn't find them yesterday, so I had to use frozen ones. So I cooked them last night, so they just need heat, a little bit of heated up, like so. And then let's just get some mushrooms on there as well. So like I said, there is actually plenty of room on here. This is two hungry Scotsmen for a breakfast in the morning. Put that down there. And I'll keep it on the table or I shall be driving Mika mad. So I guess while that's cooking, things that are coming up, well, in fact, first and foremost, what I'd like to say is thank you very much to all the comments that were made this week. Really reassuring. It's the first video I put on for a few years now, and it was really nice to see some of the comments that were coming back and saying that, you know, it was great to see me back, and that's all I need. That's absolutely all I need. Just the fact that if there's a few of yous out there that are enjoying the videos, that's good enough for me. I mean, obviously I would love it if you could hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. That would be absolutely brilliant, because there is loads and loads of things coming up. Also, it's kind of comment as well, please. It's kind of one of those things, first come first serve. The pinned comment that I've got there is from a chap called Rob. Thank you for your lovely words, Rob. And we had a little bit of a conversation about the sort of old John Lofty Wiseman SAS survival tins, and he's asked if I could do my version of one, which absolutely I'm going to do that video. So if you've got an idea of a video that you'd like to see me do, then please get your comments in early and I'll consider it. So that's going to happen. But what I'd like to do on this video here, if you want to start putting in the comments and give us your idea about what you would have in your survival tin, then we can make it a little bit of a sort of group effort, and then we'll try and fit in all the stuff that everyone wants, and we'll try and ultimately between us all come up with that sort of perfect tin. Like I said, if we get to that stage and there is people out there who want to go off into the woods and practice their skills with that said tin, then you want something like this in the back of your vehicle, so if it goes wrong you can just basically come out, have a good hot breakfast, have a sleeping bag, a bivvy bag, a thermarest, all those things. You can probably hear Mika in the background like she's at some kind of swimming pool in Spain, jumping around. It's great to see her having fun. Yeah, so that's something that we can all get involved in. So thanks, Rob, that was brilliant, and again, thank you for your kind words. There's actually been a few people there who in the past I know have followed me, watched my videos and liked them. Honestly, thank you so much, and I genuinely mean that from the bottom of my heart. It means a lot to me. It's like sort of we've all just been waiting for these videos to come back. Other things on that was asked if I could do was my, I call it a Pathfinder Bergen. It's actually an air support pack. but it's used by the parachute regiment, and inside that regiment there's a small platoon called Pathfinders. Now that's never been confirmed to me, so if there's any old paras out there who want to tell me I'm wrong or that's not what it is, please comment, let me know. But inside that, so it's more of I'm an inch bag. I'm never coming home, and I'm not really keen on that term because I don't particularly believe in it. I've never met anyone who can go off in the wilderness with one pack and live indefinitely. You know, maybe 200 years ago, you got to remember, even when the explorers were off going across America, they had wagons and carts and everything. Together there was blacksmiths, there was all types of resources. So I'm not particularly sure it's 100% possible to do that these days, but nevertheless the concept is absolutely brilliant. And I've seen people on YouTube who they basically got like a one-man wagon, almost to the point where you would need a couple of huskies to pull the thing along the ground. If that's your thing, brilliant. But the Bergen I've got, I use for when I was teaching survival down at survival school, and we would possibly be away for a week. So my Bergen's kind of based on like luxury, but for a week. There's water filters in there, the hammock, proper sleeping bags, tarps and that, and I'll bring that to you. And what I want to do with that is basically come out camping with you guys, show you that, show you it in use, and then we can sit down and have a fireside chat. So as you can see, most of this is coming along really, really nicely. So I think what I'd like to do now and this is the bit where I have to confess, right at this moment, I've been a bit naughty. John will not be impressed. I forgot to bring the tomato sauce. Oh dear. It's normally the kitchen sink I forget, but today it's the tomato sauce. Shame on me. So hopefully I can get this good. Oh. So you can see just how versatile this Cadac is. There we go. And we're nearly there. So I'm hoping that you are all rushing off to buy a breakfast for yourself. It smells good, I can tell you that. Now we've just got to keep doing the little shuffle. Excuse the fingers, but they tongs, like I said, I'm going to have to look into that and get myself better tongs. Oh, cheeky. And then I think what I'll do is one of them, two of them. I mean, I'm thinking you can't really argue with that. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pile everything back on, like so, and just keep it warm. I mean, really, come on. And that's just mine. That's just mine. That's John's going to have to obviously wait for his next server. I did actually, one of the things, so again, I guess I bought this personally for me, so normally I wouldn't be doing cooking for two. Obviously if I'm doing car camping with the wife, we would, but we would just have a roll or something, a bacon roll or a sausage roll in the morning. Probably wouldn't go to that extreme. One of the things I want to test on it, but I don't think I've got any room, is this is just a can of baked beans. I wanted to see if I could take the lid off and just sit it on and heat it up. I see no reason why you can't do that, but I'm not going to bother today. I think that's more than enough for two men and a dog on that plate there. So that's good. So what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm going to jump out and I will bring you back basically when it's time to serve up and show you the the produce of the day. Okay, what I thought, the breakfast is actually served up. We'll show you that in a second, but what I thought it would be worth mentioning is that you can simply, when it says this Cadac is non-stick, I really mean it's non-stick. This is so easy to clean, it really is, and I thought it would just be worthwhile putting in a little cut and just showing you exactly. There you go. I mean, it's almost clean. Right, breakfast. John, can we see breakfast? No. Okay. Well, here we have a breakfast fit for kings. You know what? This is absolutely beautiful. And do you know what? Surprisingly, it's been sitting out for a few minutes, but surprisingly still warm. And what I've done while I'm eating this, guys, is I've put on the pot stand, and as you can see there, we've got some water brewing in this Petromax kettle here, and that can be another review as well if there's anyone out there who wants to see it. It is just a kettle, but it is an outstanding bit of kit. The pot stand there is really good. It is very windy here today, but the windshield is working. I mean, you can. Hopefully you can hear that getting picked up on the mic. So what I'll do, guys, is I just wanted to show you that. I'll now cut away again, finish off my breakfast and come back with a cup of tea. What we're going to do now is I'm going to say thank you very much for watching this video. I've just had my drone up, but it is so windy today, it's unbelievable. So I think probably in the grand scheme of things, I'm just going to pack up because the table nearly ended up in the river there. So I'll pack up, but that doesn't necessarily mean to say that next week I'll be back. Like I said, the Bergen that I've got, I want to review. That's got so many different pockets, and each thing and each item in there I'm going to do an in-depth review on, because it really is worth bringing that to you guys. So again, thank you very much for all the people who have commented on the video. It's absolutely great to be back. I really hope you can continue watching my channel, subscribe, like and comment please. It means so much to me. I'm actually, for the first time in a while now, I'm actually starting to feel like I'm back in the land of the living. So here's to you all YouTubers. Thanks very much, and we'll catch you again real soon. Thank you.